Alright, I'm going to do this video a little bit different. As you can see, I got a spreadsheet up, kind of give you some insight into kind of how I look at these positions. We'll just go through them one at a time. Alright, just every link, we're going to take a look at it, figure out why I timestamped it, and then kind of break it down from there. Okay, so we got Jantzen. He's a pretty phenomenal crab rider. Mostly does tight waist and half or like shoulder hook. Okay, first let's figure out why I timestamped this. Where did it start at? 56. Okay. Okay, so the reason I timestamped this one, this knee scoop, he does pretty often. It's part of his crab pool slash a way he sets up some other things that we'll probably see later on. So here the guy's kind of fighting his crab. You see him get that tight waist, and I don't think his tight waist really has to be deep. I think it just has to be elbow pit on the guy's like hip bone to control his hips. Like, the deeper it is, not necessarily the better it's going to be, as far as I can tell right now. Alright, so we're going to see this kind of knee scoop motion fairly often as we go through these clips, I'm pretty sure. You see him bump the guy's leg out, extends the guy. You don't want a guy in a ball when you pull crab, but here he just gets kind of a weird feel. And actually, it looks like he's trying to pull backside, but the guy just doesn't quite give him the right look. All right, so there'll be some things to break down on that one. So here we'll go. Knee push. Missed backside. Oops. Okay. It's a little crabbish. I marked that one just because he rolled through in a crab-like position. We just followed him out of bounds, right? So again, here you can see his tight waist hand is more elbow pit like on the side as opposed to, because he could probably get this even deeper if he wanted, but I don't think it makes it any better. Oh, this guy kind of elevators him out, I see. Yeah, I think he knows he's close to the edge, so he just kind of pulls him out with him. He'll pull him out and then sit up, go out of bounds. Nothing too spectacular there. Let's see, we'll say roll, follow, out of bounds. Okay, so here we're starting to get into some more crab territory, turn territory. And he does get backs. I like this clip. Alright, so what do we got? We got tight waist. Again, elbow, not super deep, just right around his hip bones. As he pulls, you see this leg go wide a lot, and I think it's so he can get him right in his lap. I don't know how I feel about it. Again, I can't say much because he's obviously had success with it, but the looser your knees are, the less control you tend to have. But again, I don't know his reasoning for doing that. It could be something completely different. Pretty standard Jantzen position, shoulder hook, tight waist. So the guy tries to roll all the way through, and you'll see Jantzen start to pull him back. Here he doesn't even have knee control. He's literally just hooking with his foot. Okay, let's take a look at this little piece. So his elevator leg, the one that's his top leg, the one that's going to be controlling with his foot most of the time. Right now, I believe it's used to take this guy backwards to get back points. All right. So most people try to sit up and like post their hands on the mat. Right here, he's got it, the defensive guy's got his elbow posted. But you'll see them try to like do like kind of a sit up motion, but there's no post back here around the guy's head and neck. So when he elevates this foot, it kind of rocks him backwards into back point territory, and you see his elbow that he was posted on, the defensive guy, collapses because there's nothing toward his back to post on. Now he starts to get some swipes, and actually I believe right about here you can see the defensive guy's legs start to flop off to the side. Jantzen switches from like a crab ride position to more of a traditional tilt position. So this is now Jantzen's top foot, the one that tilted the guy backwards initially. And now it's hooked underneath the guy's far leg or his bottom leg in order to start elevating him back up again to get back point territory. So, and right about here you can see the more traditional tilt position where he's got foot hook or foot elevate, knee pinch, knee off the mat, like almost straight up, and the guy's like sideways in his lap. And here it's like a reverse tight waist tilt. So normally you'd have tight waist going across this way and a like a chop on this side, but he kind of has the opposite right now. He's got shoulder hook and tight waist coming across this side. Yeah, I really like that clip for that reason. So like the guy starts to get kind of loose in his lap, and you see his legs flop off to the side. Jantzen adjusts by hooking his top foot underneath the guy's bottom foot or bottom leg to get him back elevated up and keep him in that tilt position. And you can see his knee is more down as he starts to rotate it up as this foot lifts high, coming back to that traditional tilt position. So it's a good clip. Elevates toward his back, he's holding, switches to normal tilt position, comes back on top. So we'll say go through. tilt, transition, zish, traditional tilt. That guy goes for that little elevator again we saw. Oh, more back points. Alright. So there's the traditional tight waist tilt. Okay. So I think I marked this just as, so when I'm studying this crab stuff, I'm also looking at pieces that aren't necessarily crab, that are more could be linked with crab, and this tight waist tilt I believe is one of them. So we see him tight waist the guy and the ref's all in the way, so you can't see exactly what happens, but definitely more of a traditional tilt. This guy tries that little elevator. As he comes up on his hand, Jantzen's gonna look to attack it. He throws his bottom knee in. And again, he's going to take him a little more this direction where there's no post. Going to take him right toward his back. See if we can see anything. Not much at all. Yeah, not a ton. Not a ton. So we'll just call this one tight waist tilt. Such a good transition. Okay. So he goes shoulder hook or shallow half. Let's see who initiated this roll actually. Looks like Jantzen. Maybe a little both, but probably Jantzen. Oops. Okay. Knee blocks. Top knee is pretty open. Again, I think it's to catch his hips. We'll see this a lot since Jantzen's always tight waist. The guy's posting on this hand. Okay. This position, when the guy's out of your lap, and his hips starting to be on the mat, and your legs like underneath his butt on the mat, this is a bad spot. All right. This is typically not where you want to be, and Jantzen recovers pretty well from here. He starts to rock the guy backwards, it looks like, and then replace his knee back underneath his hips. Right there. Now he's in a much better spot. And he's going to continue to keep his knee under his hips by moving his foot up and out that way as this guy tries to hop out of his lap. So this guy tries to move his leg out. Jantzen's going to follow it with his knee. Yeah. Now to come back on top for this pin position. He hops over really quick. Okay. So when he hops over, you're going to see him take his heel to his butt and like twist his toe into the mat. That way his butt's high up in the air as opposed to like being more of a straight line or a board. Right, so he's more in a tripod position as opposed to like if his foot was way back here, he'd be more of like a straight line. And I think getting in this tripod position allows him to get a better angle over top to beat the guy's chest turning down too fast. Right, so if he's a straight line, they kind of would roll together like two logs or something. They would just like roll at the same speed together. But when he goes up on his head, he's able to hop over at kind of a different angle than a straight line. So he's more, it's not quite perpendicular, but it's closer to perpendicular than being parallel and trying to hop over this guy. So here he doesn't even beat his hips back, right? Ideally you beat the guy's hips back and you're good, but he beats his chest back from getting into the mat. Way up on top of that half. Does he back hook this one? No, because the guy flops around. A lot of times you'll see him right around this position. Take this arm and back hook the other guy's arm to finish. Just wasn't close enough to his elbow to do it. He was way more in the shoulder. Man, that's tough. Tag him. Got out of there. Roll through. Say till half pin. Okay, so here's just a follow, or I mean, we could even call it a failed turn attempt. Let's see. Okay, he's good with his tight waist. Hands fine. Let's back up. Okay. To me, it looks like... Oh, let me go back a little bit. The guy's hips or butt is a little too high up in Jantzen's crab pool. So like as he comes through, he's not getting a knee block on this guy's hip. Instead, the guy is like almost on, I would probably on top of his thigh a little bit. Maybe not all the way, but like getting that way a little bit. So I just don't think the guy's just too high up in his lap. I'm pretty certain. This way, this knee doesn't get a knee block, so he has to follow him through instead. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that his bottom knee, what would be his bottom knee? This one. I guess it's his top knee in this picture, but isn't able to block the guy's hips to hold him in that crab position because the guy's butt's too high. Let's see. We'll just roll through this. That was nice. Okay, so at the beginning we talked about that little knee push. He does it right here on his mat return too. He's just pushing this guy's leg kind of backwards to extend it. Now when they hit the mat, the guy's pretty extended. He's going to go straight into his roll through. Okay, that last clip, I think the guy's hips were a little more up here as opposed to on the inside of it and the inside of Jantzen's leg where they're at now. They're just a little higher. In this clip, they're in an okay spot. Yeah, because as his foot hits the ground, he's able to recover knee position by elevating, toe in the mat, and driving to get this knee back underneath. Oh, falls out of his lap a little bit there. This is kind of trouble. Man. Oops. I mean, so typically you'd want a knee around his back hip, but right here it seems fine without it. Maybe it's because it's short time for the period. Just doesn't have enough time to dump his hips out. Interesting. I have to watch that one some more. Let's see, we'll go at the turn, roll through, bottom knee question mark. Here's something you see a lot happen a lot too when guys actually will just flat out go to their belly a lot of times when they're wrestling Jantzen, and he's doing this knee push again right here. This time, instead of going into his pull, he starts using his other foot, and I think the guy even steps over a little bit for him, which is strange. But in either case, he ends up getting his leg in, and this is not a spot that anybody likes. High thigh figure four, tough position to beat. Goes pretty well with Crab, especially when guys try to defend it. Knee push, foot scoop, leg in. Pretty solid. Let's see, go flat. Leg in. Very similar position that we just watched. Right here, we actually see him try to pull right there. So we see him kind of throw his knee in to do his pull, and the guy just goes flat. Base build, knee in front to pull. Guy goes flat. Base build, knee in front to pull. Guy goes flat. Scoops it up with his knee. Goes high thigh. Again, just a position that goes well with crab ride, not necessarily crab ride in particular, but something that complements it. Like, get really good in crab ride, guys. Gonna start doing this. Push that leg straight, scoop it up, figure four, and then he's gonna be down there for a while. Again. Actually, let's talk about this first. So, when bottom guy's legs inside for crab riders, that kind of messes them up. Right. So, like where Jantzen's legs outside of the bottom guy's leg, it's not where a crab ride guy wants to be, because then you can block with your foot from them trying to drive, and also they can't foot hook inside if they're outside, right? So he does his knee push, foot hook, leg in. Not figure four this time. Actually starts to pull. Yeah, so I've actually got a guy at club that does this. And he laces this toe in, and you like start to push it forward. Kind of makes the guy sit for you. It's kind of an interesting spot. So this is like more of a leg in crab ride position. No turn out of there. Interesting. Take his leg out. Yeah, he does. That's Jantzen's leg right there. So he takes his leg out to try and get to the position he likes, the crab ride position. Goes to tip him. Why does he miss? Can't tell. The ref is in the way. The ref tries to get out of the way for me. Doesn't quite do it though. Was going backwards that whole time. I'm a clown. I was like, this, what is happening? I'm going backwards, that's what was happening. Oh man. Where was the 4K video back in 2004? Seems to be a combination of bottom knee too low and this guy peeling his top hand. I can't really see his bottom knee, but kind of peels his top hand out a little bit. But leg in and pulling crab's a good option too. Troy Letters does it pretty well. Let's see. Again, pull. Just say no turn. Another high thigh position, very similar to what we've seen already. Guy just refuses to build up. Pulls his leg out to the side. Scoops his bottom one in. Knee pointed out. Pretty important so you don't get sat. Ouch. That's a rough spot. Ouch. Flat high thigh. That man just straight up went parterre. What's the score? 6-2? Is that what it said up there? Yeah, it's like 6-2. Jantzen's losing. Okay. Oh, he tries to pull hard, boy. He says, nope, freestyle season. Okay, so this is actually very similar to what happens in parterre, actually. So like, let's pretend he's trying to gut wrench him. Dayton Fix actually does this a lot in freestyle. He's trying to gut wrench. He's got him kind of loaded in his hips. See, he's got this leg on the inside. Right here. So instead of committing to this gut some more, he's going to rotate his hips back on top with his high thigh in a second here. Yep. I'm with this guy though. I ain't trying to get turned when I'm up 6-2. Take a stall point. Again, obviously not necessarily crab, but an adjustment that might need to happen for guys that ride crab. Or maybe leg riders that want to get their leg in a different way. Wait a minute. I don't know if that was intentional, but it looks good. So he's going to take his top leg, this one, and as he starts to pull, he's going to put his foot on this guy's leg and just bump it out to the side. Might have been intentional. Pushes it out, kind of makes that angle for his leg in a little better. Makes the guy's knee go out to the side a little more. Man, that would be frustrating. Oh well. Let's see, flat. Again. Okay, so this is kind of a little recovery position, doesn't get a turn. Ugh. So again, he's got that kind of knee push going on, kind of get this guy's leg extended, pulling with his back elbow. Again, this guy gets his hand posted like we see a lot with Jantzen. He's trying to tip him back. Looks like this guy was able to push off his outside foot to come back. Okay, he's able to push off this leg to come back this direction. Yeah, he just gets his hips turned sideways in Jantzen's lap. But ends up alright, back on top, just fine. Let's see. Go back, sure. Do I have college next to this one? Oh, this is not a college match. This is senior nationals. These are all high school, high school, high school, high school, high school. Okay. Alright, so here we see something from him that we don't see often, which is him go claw. He's pretty often shoulder hook or shallow half. Okay, this guy's flat. Starts to build up. And really pulling with his back elbow. Knee high to catch his hips. This guy fights his pull pretty well and ends up sideways, his hips sideways in Jantzen's lap. And I think as of right now, when you go claw, I think it's better for the guy to be sideways in your lap, and when you go half, I think it's better for the guy to be parallel to your hips. So like claw perpendicular, half parallel. Nah, I might change my mind. Yeah, I'm fairly early into this, but he's pretty perpendicular. Actually, he's almost got Jantzen some trouble here. Grabbing his leg, got his foot on the mat. Can't see his bottom leg. I'd be willing to bet he kicked his foot out. Man, I wish we could see the other side. Oh well. But you see the angle? So this is a better, the hip angle. So this is a better representation, or at least visual of what I'm talking about. So Jantzen's hips are like this. This guy's hips are like that. So that if we were to draw it all the way out, it would make a perpendicular line, or intersection, or whatever. But I think that's what people look for with claw. And for half, I think they look for hips parallel. What I mean is, like, these are Jantzen's hips. This is the other guy's hips. He actually rotates all the way over on top this time. Oh, that's fun. Been there, done that, right there. Yeah, so that's an interesting clip to look at. Let's see, roll. Claw. Huh. What? I guess I marked this one because he tried to pull him and then didn't get it, so the guy builds up. We see him get his tight waist in. Guys, what are this guy's arms? Yeah, so his arm's kind of bumping this one out a little bit as he twists him with his back arm, back elbow. Throws that half in, really pushing his knee back. This guy dives forward, straight up parterre defense. Fine. Just called him his pull. His pull. That's pretty clean. Okay. Tight waist. Shallow hook, shallow half. Okay. So this guy is like, I'm tired of getting pulled this direction. Stop pulling me that direction. So he starts to fight a little more to this direction. He's reaching out to peel this guy's hand off. And he actually starts to like kind of sit through, turn his chest the other way. Jantzen just reads it and is going to side change. And backside pull him. So it's not going to be a roll through all the way. Since he's got his half on the side, he's already got him in that tilt position right here. Right. But right away, this guy's going to be loose on his bottom knee. So he's going to rotate up to that tripod position, hop over, look for his fall with his half. It's just a good understanding of, well, take the guy where he wants you to go, or where he wants to go. He's not going to let me pull him to the right. Okay, he sits into me, I'll pull him to the left. And again, these backside ones, they're not roll throughs all the way. They're just half sit tips. It's nice. Backside. Pin position. another claw. How about it? Okay, so this kind of reminds me of, so he starts his pull. This kind of reminds me of, like, the Russian foot assist gut wrench that they do sometimes. I believe Guyev is who I have doing. I have a video of a Guyev doing it, if you're curious. But instead of using his top foot, he's using his bottom foot to block this guy's hips and knee. So right here, this is the foot assist position, 100%. They hook this, they drive off their bottom foot, shoulders high, and they'll kick up and take this guy through on the gut wrench. And so, interesting. I mentioned a lot of freestyle type motions and like parterre and gut wrench stuff. So crab must be a lot more like gut wrench than maybe we think, or maybe I think. This guy just starts to drive into him. Gracious. He's just running sideways on his hip. So I said this was a claw turn, right? Let's see if the hip angle changes. Right here it is different. So right here it's like perpendicular. Maybe it's chest angle that changes. Hips are a little more parallel there. Let's see where they end up. Nice. Okay. Maybe it's chest angle, not hip angle. So again, when I watch more, like Kyle Dake has a pretty good claw tilt. I'm gonna watch some of him. So chest angle, chest angle. We'll see. Still got a couple weeks on this. Again. How about I have that as another clip? Is it? Yep, right there. Okay. So this one was through claw, go, foot gut, question mark. $15-0. Very nice. Okay. Let's see. Belly. Okay. So here he releases the tight waist. Let me go back. Releases the tight waist. Guy starts to build up. Let's see. Why would he build up away from where he wants him to? I mean, he's just covering, so Jantzen's covering the guy's right side. So kind of the only hole to put your base up into is this side, but that's not really what you want to do. He's like, oh, thank you for my tight waist again. So this is a really deep tight waist. All right, you see Jantzen's shoulders kind of on this side of the guy's body, but when he pulls, I'm pretty certain they're more on the opposite side. More over here than over here. Let's see. Yep. Shoulder shift back. Elbow. Okay. Let's take a look at his tight waist. What happens? Okay, so it's almost shoulder at his hip right now as he starts to pull. Post off this. Man, this is like there's a gut wrench that looks like this, where you post off your hand and lift the guy's chest and hips up as you go. It's crab ride, just parterre. Gonna find out, I guess. Or not. I don't know. So back to his arm. So shoulder deep on his hip. Elbow slides across up to his hip bone area. After his hand post, slapping that half on. Pretty shallow. Again, doesn't need to be deep to get tilts. This guy's trying. He's got the double foot hang in crab ride position. He's not even on his back, and he's going double foot hang to try and not get turned. So here, Jantzen knee pinch, hooks the guy's foot, elevates. This guy's foot, that doesn't look comfortable. Yeah, see, this is a half or shallow hook position, and their chest look more parallel. Maybe not here. Skipped over. Like when they go over, the chest looks more parallel. Pretty nice. Let's see, roll through half flat, kind of. See what we got here. You're telling me this man's not trying to gut wrench him? Look at this. Gut wrench. Just like that one clip before. Gut wrench, or sorry, crab pull. Can't get the crab pull. Foot's underneath. So he's gonna come up on top with his leg in. And that's just not a fun time there. Oh, and then he goes. Okay. Ooh, I love that spot. Ouch. Okay, so he's got his leg in. I think this is a combination of him pulling plus this guy trying to get out of bounds. This guy's trying to go what I call spider defense on him by putting both hands in the mat and like trying to walk up. This is so when you got leg in, instead of elevating, so in crab he elevates behind the guy's same side foot. So if he's got like a right hand half, right foot hook, his right foot's going to be elevating the other guy's right leg. But with leg in, you can do a cross hook, which is what he's got here, where this is his foot. I don't know if you can tell with this 4K video, but this is his foot hook. Comes across and lifts underneath the guy's far knee instead to elevate and kind of start to tip him in this direction, right, where he's got no posts. He's got a post here and a post there. What do we think about a triangle? There's no post like that. We'll call it a pyramid. I'm an artist. Yeah, you can see this foot hook a little better here. Backwards, and then a circle makes this post collapse. Now, once this guy starts trying to fight away. This direction. That is an arrow, boy. Starts to fight away. This direction. He switches his crossfoot hook to a normal like heel hook, like leg in position. So now he's stopping this guy from fighting back this way by hooking. And this guy's gonna step up and try to fight back into him. This is like picture perfect. Tries to fight back into him. And he's gonna look. Cross hook. Right here. To elevate him backwards, or no, this is such a good clip. Big fan. Post. And I'm thinking this guy's got a post somewhere on this backside, or maybe he's only got this one left. Elevate. Ooh. To your back. Oh, he's got the back hook. Wow. That, oh. Tried to reset it. That is a tough spot. Not feel good. Really good clip though. Let's call this, let's see. Leg in. Roll through. It's got some cross hook. And he tries to pin him. What are those people doing? Tell them to get out of the way. Hello? Sir? Excuse me. I'm watching this video here. Well, anyway, I think, let's see. This guy exploded up off the whistle, tries to hit a stand up. Whoop. Yeah, looks like he tried to hit a stand up. See if we can go. Yeah. Trying to jump out of there. And these goobers walk by. And now we see Jantzen pulling crab. Interesting. I do not like the position he was in though. Stop. Okay, well, he's doing a good job of keeping his bottom knee off the mat. So that's pretty good. His knee kind of falls there. This is just, I don't think this leg is doing much of anything right now. Maybe just hooking this. Yeah. That's kind of interesting though. Huh? Yeah, but now he's like pushing away his foot hook, which is what he wants, I think. Yep, he's gonna rotate. Almost gets it. Okay, so right here, Jantzen's foot. This is what people in the crab riding business call happy baby. Then you got both feet off the mat, which is a pretty decent rule of thumb to have at least one foot in the mat. That way you can move. But here we can see both feet are off the mat, both hands are off the mat. So the only thing to be on the mat is this, and it's really hard to move this without a foot in the mat. What? Here covers back on top. That's crazy. Don't quite recommend that position he was in. I don't think anyway. Could be wrong. Let's see. This was roll through. Come back to the same side. Just leave it at that for now. Oh, there's tight waist too. Goes pretty well with crab ride stuff. Let's see how he gets there. Back it up a little more. Okay, here's his knee push. Pretty standard, I believe. He's just good at using his feet, man. So he digs his front knee in. Now instead of pulling all the way over, he's gonna go halfway. Foot underneath bottom leg. Elevate. Get a couple swipes. Be alright. Tight waist tilt. Okay, here's this guy's flat. Knee push. Can't quite see it. Oh, okay, there's the pushes his leg out a little bit here. Yeah. Okay, so Jantzen wants to pull crab this direction, right? So let's say that direction. So this guy's got his opposite hip down. So Jantzen wants to pull to the right. Guy's got his left hip down. Makes it harder for him to pull. But what it does though, is open up his right hip off the mat, so that he can kind of dig his Jantzen's right knee underneath. And now as he pulls this guy's leg, it turns his hips open even more. And then he scoops his leg in. Figure four. And that's a rough time. Flat high thigh, yep. Oh look, another high thigh. What am I doing? Why did I clip this? Oh, I think I was watching him get a bar. Again, not necessarily crab ride, but good things to go alongside it. Elbow forward. Hand straight backwards. Like the same line. That way when this guy swims forward, he's gonna say, "Thank you for the bar." No, you can't see him get it, but that's his hand that was scooping the bar, so I'm pretty certain he's got it. Yeah, he does. Don't believe he turns him though. Nope. Don't think he does. Oops. Bar. Ah! There you go. Okay, so this guy tries to stand up. Jantzen goes knee in front like he's gonna pull crab. Okay, I think he does not actually go for the full pull here because this leg was not in between this guy's feet. Not in between that guy's feet. Yeah, this guy kind of swivels his bottom one away. His foot's not in a good spot to pull crab. It's in a decent spot to like tight waist tilt. He's already got it, he can already scoop it underneath this bottom leg, but to crab it would need to be in between to hook this one. And the guy goes flat. And he scoops and gets his figure four in. Maybe figure fours and crabs need to be taught together. Seems like a good option. We'll say miss pull. Huh. Okay. This is why I kind of do this. The kind of tagging type deal that I'm doing, which is what I'm doing, so I can go through and like I can search for certain things and sort them also. So here I typed miss pull and it said flat leg in, which is what happens. The guy stands up, he misses his pull. The guy goes flat, he puts his leg in. But so like if let's say there were some claw turns earlier, so I can just go okay claw, and it finds the claw clips. Right? That's kind of why I do this kind of tagging thing before I really get into the actual note taking position type deal. Get some good mental notes, but there's a backside turn. This is the second backside turn we've seen, I believe. Wow. That's a good adjustment. Okay, so this dude's probably felt pull, 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 all match to the right. So now he tries to throw him off this direction. And Jantzen says, okay, you want to go that way? I shall take you that way. Shallow hook. Tight waist same. Foot in between. He's going to be able to hook this. Knee in front. His hips are a little high for my liking, but that's just me. So what I mean by high is that Jantzen's thigh is below this guy's butt. But that might be due to backside turns. See how there's just so much separation. It's really hard to get points here. So you already see him start to adjust his bottom knee. Puts his foot in the mat. Way out to the side. Tries to keep him in this lap area as much as he can. I really like the elbow hook. It makes it way harder for the guy to turn his chest down. Maybe he's hooked at the shoulder. This guy's hand is all the way over top, and it's going to be much easier for him to get his chest down. But elbow hook makes it harder. So it looks like he pulls him back with the elbow hook and elevates with his top foot as he scoops his knee underneath. Turns his toe toward the mat. Steps again with his bottom leg. Okay, let's see where he really makes big adjustments. So, wow. Completely loses the top foot. Guy's chest isn't turned down, but his hips are basically all the way in the mat. Or all the way facing the mat. Okay, it looks like he there's a little mini back arch. He's like, he was curled up. I think he does a little bit of a back arch and rotates his body this direction, which brings his hips in a little more, which starts to turn this guy's hips. Now he adjusts from elbow hook to half, gets his foot hook back in, his knees back in place pretty well down here. Now he's gonna push off his bottom foot to rock him backwards where he's got no post. Elevate, replace his foot again. And that's his adjustment. That was nice. Very nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Let's see, we'll go backside, half. There was no pin. Ooh. Backside half. Tilt. Nice adjustments. To tilt. Do a couple more. I don't even know how long it's been. I haven't paid attention. Excuse me? Okay, that's what I thought I saw. Well, we'll just start with a start before we get into that crazy mess that just happened. Okay. Jantzen starts to pull. Guy goes to his belly. Okay. Knee forward and in front. His knee's probably gonna open up big. Not as big. I kind of like that. Get his knees a little tighter. Okay. Switch his feet. This dude's trying his hardest to stay face to the mat. Attacks his leg. Mr. Ref. Thank you. Just kind of stuck here. Okay. Where is he lifting? Okay. So this is like a bridge half position. So he's elevating with his right leg, kind of both of these guys' legs. This guy has two legs and he's elevating both of them. There we go. So he elevates while bridging off of his other foot. And obviously his head and shoulder. And actually he's fairly close to floating over the top and pinning this guy. It's really nice. So he bridges, dumps this guy toward his back, and runs his feet around this guy's head. Little faster, and I think he pins this dude with it. But interesting recovery spot. Let's see. We'll say through. Oops. Bridge half. Cover. Oh look, he's got a leg in with a bar. I wonder how he got his leg in. Well, it looks like he pulled crab a little bit. Does he come on top with his leg in? Oh, he does. Okay. Figure 4. Scoops this bar out. Yep. I don't think he turns him with it though. Well, end of period. So another high thigh bar position. High thigh bar. The last clip for tonight. Huh. Anticlimactic last clip. Okay, so he's got his knee in front, doing his knee push. Ankle hook. Okay, I think I know why I clipped this one. So it's just another piece that goes well with crab, right? So ankle hook, and now when he elevates it like this, you could also during this, while it's elevated, you could take your chest a little more to his far shoulder and put this leg in. Pretty sure that's why I clipped this. But that's all there is tonight. These are clips from Flow. Some matches that I found on there of him. Actually, just one match. It was his high school state finals, I think. But anyway, I did a little different tonight. Hope that you got something out of this, and if you did, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. All right, and if you liked this format, also let me know. Appreciate the support. Thanks.